Hi Sagittarius. I really want to apologize about just getting your readings out to you. That's kind of been swamped this week. And I also want to take a minute or a moment just to acknowledge the, the the situations that's going on in London. Yes, I know this happens all over the world all the time, and it should always be addressed. And trust me, I am a person. I'm a soul that is very sensitive, and I feel for the people that are around me. Um, but these last incidents, like the Grenfell in London with the fire and stuff. I mean, like stuff like that. I really hate watching this on the news. It really makes me feel very sad. It makes me feel sick to my stomach. I also want to just send up my heart and soul to the people that were affected. Hell, even I'm affected, and I don't have any personal people that I know directly right now, anyway, who was involved. So I just send my love, and also for the ones in Finsbury Park mosques, the Muslims. I mean, I live Finsbury Park, and I have to pass that. I have to pass that mosque pretty much like every day or every time I'm traveling to go on daily commute. And I mean, they're so polite, they're friendly, they smile, they wave. I'm just passing by or cycling or just walking. So I just feel like us as people. Um, I've said this in the last few videos. I just feel like we need to do better. Like I don't really know what to say. I just want to just take a moment to acknowledge that, yeah. And for all the other situations and dealings and injustice that's going on in the world. All right, Savage. Let's get into your reading. Overall theme for you guys, you've got the Hierophant in reverse. And then you've got the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And then you've got the Justice card in reverse. Now don't shoot me down. This is the cards that came out. Then you've got the Five of Wands. Now, I feel like some court or legal dealings or authority figures or an overbearing spouse or loved one is causing some injustice. You may be beefing with someone who was once a support system. I feel like family could be possibly fighting over inheritance. And if you are married, and if you are married or approaching a divorce or a breakup, then I feel like this may have to do with work or creative projects or the family that you was born into. Okay? And what came out to solidify that for me was soulmates. So it definitely is somebody that's pulling on your heartstrings or someone that was dear to you. And then round and round. Now the message of soulmates, yeah, it could mean business soulmates, friendship soulmates, bosses that are soulmates. Yep, even that overbearing boss. So soulmates. Cute little penguins called. Harmonious partnerships, love, friendship, companionship, a relationship fostering personal growth. You are meant to evolve and transform with the companionship of others. Certain people enter into your life in order to take you to the next level of healing consciousness and authenticity. It is always a reciprocal experience, although the results for each of you will vary. You know these people by the strong pull you toward them, and sometimes by a strong aversion to them initially too. Soulmates can be friends for life or remaining in life for only a short time. No matter what, you will be changed in ways you can't possibly fathom now. Pay attention to these people today. They are your greatest gifts. That's the oracle message. Prosperity message, just in case this is a work situation, and strategic alliances are most important right now as you begin to attract the perfect people to support your dreams. This is a journey you will share with others, mentors, business partners, helpers, employees, creative partners, friends, and strangers. Open doors and step through the portal to join you in a harmonic dance of collaboration, commitment, and cooperation. This is what you've been waiting for. Now, this came up in upright, so I wouldn't read the protection messages. But even though these messages all seem positive, I just want to shed light that if you are going with this dealings, just the overall message is just as somebody that is a soulmate, pretty sure. Okay, and then round and round you received number 25. Round and round is telling you that the spiral quality of events when a lesson isn't quite integrated, cycles you are challenged to break, revisiting a pattern from a new perspective. So the oracles matches the appearance of this card is a reminder that although it may appear to you that you have gone backwards, the truth is that you're standing at a higher level looking down onto your circumstances. You will learn something, do something better, and break a cycle set up in the past. You actually have a bird's eye view of your initial footprints and can access the wisdom and lessons learned. I hope you can hear me, and I hope this music isn't too loud. And then you received, if this is for relationship message, are you wondering how did I get here again? Does something feel familiar right now in your dynamics with others? Maybe a little too familiar? Don't be surprised that you found yourself repeating an old story with the same sort of person who may not look similar but who attracted you because of your easy acquaintance with his or her qualities. Your relationship is a mix of what is good and what is potentially challenging. You have been drawn to this person through the perfection of Spirit's plan for your evolution. You may have circled back to an accustomed spot, a familiar place, but that's fine, as you get to do things again, only differently this time, for you learned something of great value since the last time around. How will you choose to behave now that you're aware? Remain curious, I was going to say courageous, and stay out of the blame game. Now, if this is a prosperity message for you guys, the prosperity message is if you are in a scenario that appears to be an echo of something that's already happened in the past in your work life, it is because you're being invited to see what you couldn't see before. This is the perfect time for you to look at the deeper motives you have and your attention to the opportunities and people who have entered your life to be part of your journey to prosperity, who helps you navigate, who sabotages you, who supports you, and what are the familiar signs and your responses to them. When you find yourself in a repeat of a pattern of the past, it is a good time to get a coach or mentor who can help you see what you can't on your own. Repeat what works, not what doesn't. This is good. Then you will free yourself from the old cycles and seas going round and around we go. I'm sitting your bags outside the door. Is this thing Lincoln, bro? Don't piss me off. Sorry. Okay, moving on to your work life. In your work life, you've got 6 of Wands in reverse, 9 of Cups in reverse, Queen of Swords upright, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, possibly the Hangman in reverse, the 4 of Cups in reverse, but that one's actually good in reverse. No. I feel like you took a chance for some of you. You maybe put yourself out there. You may have had to rearrange and alter the way of doing things. There could have been some snake in your partnerships. The King of Swords can be positive, but I feel like in this one, or in this scenario I'm explaining now, that's what his presence is saying. It's also, I feel like this may be talking about sneaky cutthroat, like, or someone who is quite sneaky. And I feel like you're standing within a certain groove, may be questioned, or you may feel like some sneakiness has been done beneath the scenes. And I feel like this 9 of Cups speaks of a greedy person who wants everything for themselves. They could be an air sign or a water sign, because the Cups are water, Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. But then with the air sign here, with this being in the present, in the middle, like how it fell, and upright with the sword, I feel like that maybe them, they may be depicting that as well, or highlighting the fact that there's a person that wants everything for themselves. I feel like you need to go back to the drawing board and to find a better team, or that may be what you're doing. I feel like that's what you need to do, but you can already possibly be doing that. And those who work alone, I feel like the message here is You have just not gotten the results that you desired. Or I feel like you didn't get the okay or the consent from someone or a person who's high up. I feel like they are sleeping on you and your proposals, or on you and your talent. Okay. And then you received chaos and conflict in reverse. The reverse of chaos and conflict basically is telling you, take a chill pill that you're alright. This is an advantage moment to restore order and recognize the opportunity for negotiation. Brilliant. See? Ties into the message. Even in the seeming chaos, there is a kind of divine order, a complete restoring of elements. This is powerful. If your intention is to find the best solution for the highest good of all, there is positive news. The timing is perfect. Things are already stirred up, so don't be afraid to jump into the mix. You discover everything you need to know about how the situation affects you long term. Be present in the eye of chaos, because this moment is valuable. Don't waste it. Then you received poise, which also highlights the fact that graceful things are still happening and you're still on track, even though, which is quite a Sagittarius thing actually. Not to be generic, but actually your Sagittarius stigma or stereotype and the generic is actually positive and is actually good, and because they always say Sagittarius is optimistic and bubbly and all of them type of sorts. Being ready, bringing something to light, and being at your best confidence. You can be assured that you're ready for anything right now. You know what you need to do. Your skills are sharp. You come to this place armed with wisdom and knowledge, and you sense a new phase of your life about to begin. People respond to your confidence and trust you. This is an auspicious time to begin new things. I'm not going to read too much of the message. I'm already kind of too much into this read. Okay, Sag. Now, when it comes to your, what was that work? And your emotions, Sag. In your emotions, you have the Two of Swords. Oh, wait, what's this singles? No. In your emotions, you have the Three of Cups and then the Sun. So, again, more Sag likes generic. I feel like despite whatever you guys seems to be going through, you're still the typical Sag. Like you're yet the adventurous Sag, joyous, optimistic as a motherfucker. Well, that's what these two cards can represent. I feel like you may be just interested in finding a new crowd or having celebrations with the trusted friends and family that you still have on good terms with. Others of you, these cards may be saying that your emotions are directly, strongly on the successful outcome of that legal dealings you was dealing with in the first sector here with all of them pasta with family or friends or business associates. I feel like you want to win, goddammit. That's what the presence of these two cards are telling me. I just feel like you're looking forward to new starts with these two cards. Holidays, happiness, celebrations. And some of you may be celebrating the birth of a child. And that may be taking up your emotions. Congratulations if that's the case. Our single Sag, y'all trying it or y'all playing it. You got the Two of Swords here. Emperor in reverse. And the King of Fire in reverse. Now, what this speaks to me is, I feel like you're kind of too irresponsible. Emperor in reverse. Or carefree may be the better word, so don't jump the gun and shoot me. Could maybe be the better word to describe how you prefer to keep a lid on your feelings or the deepish and just keep lighthearted fun. I feel like because you've got two air here. I mean, you got the Two of Air here, and then you've got two fire. So that's not really any emotions or any water-like energy or earth-like energy. That's more like steam and not earthy and smooth, not emotional. That's the word. No emotional depth is lacking from you. I feel like you are blocked. You may be too rigid and too focused on your own self right now, and maybe even a little self-centered. It's basically overall just not emotionally available. Some of you may be involved with someone who is committed to someone else, so your relationship is stunted and can only go so far. Reversals. Now, what came out for that is Milk and Honey in reverse. Milk and Honey in reverse, Sag. like, actually, this message is a spot on for what I just said. It means a nameless unease compels you to turn to pleasure and comfort as a means to escape what is really going on. It works in the moment, but only fleetingly. Before the feelings return, and you need to re-up until you're exhausted, feeling worse than before. You may continue struggling, or you may see the light and choose to surrender to spirit. Now is the time for practicing extreme self-care. If you can, do so before you engage in behaviors you regret later. You are so loved, so cared for. Feel love and compassion for yourself. Turn troubles over to the divine for healing. That's all that counts right now. This is smoking honey upright, having a nice little picnic, or elephant basking by bathing in water and milk. Couple Sagittarius. Now remember, this is general reading, not going to be for all. We've got Nine of Pentacles, Two of Wands in reverse, and then you've got the Ten of Swords upright. Again, no water, so no like emotional, loving kind of energy. So I feel like someone is feeling like their back is pinned against the wall. Ten of Swords. While the other person is basking and soaking up all this glory and limelight and success. Knight of Pentacles. Some of you may be reaching termination or an ending of a union or marriage. That's maybe the presence of this Ten of Swords here. Like divorce. And the Knight of Pentacles to me is a single card, and people who are accumulating or wallowing in their own glory solemnly. So, and there's Two of Wands. Could just mean like the two of you could feel like your feelings are deteriorating from the get-go. But then those of you who are in stable relationships, I feel like the presence of these cards are saying we're working on contracts or business together, business dealings together, but one may be pulling more weight than the other. Someone may be trying to publicly shame the other on social media, for those of you who may be period or uncoupled. The message you receive from that is time to go. Time to go is saying that endings, completion, walking away from something because there is nothing else to learn or experience. You are at the end of one journey and have not yet begun the next. This is a moment to bless your experience thus far. Take stock of what you've learned. It's time to move on to new experiences and a new way of being. She's about to go on the edge. There is nothing left for you to do, be, or experience in your present circumstances. Take the risk and move on, even if you need to be in transition for a time. Your destiny is calling you. Relationship message: it's over, or at the very least, the form of this relationship has taken is no longer of service to you or the other person. This is a time of letting go, of knowing that the journey has come to its conclusion. That doesn't mean anything is lost. Although this card could speak to a breakup, or drifting apart, or the end of a soul contract, it is more... soul contract. It is more... It is more about release than destruction. Remember the saying, if you love something, let it go. If it comes back, it's yours. If not, it never was. Endings are always a sign of new beginnings. If you want something deeper, walk away, even if that means if you want this person to come back. Then you've got free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And then we've got finances and career. Financial issues are affecting your love life right now. So for those of you who are maybe a power couple or in business with your significant other, that message could be for you. Now, the overall advice. Okay. Overall advice for you guys. You've got the Eight of Swords, and then the Page of Cups in reverse. Voodoo for Sagittarius tells me this isn't all a card for advice initially, it seems though. But I feel like it may be actually saying, sit put for a minute and deal with your feelings and stop trying to act like a robot or like a non-human who doesn't feel. It's okay to feel and grieve for a bit. Don't bottle up emotions. This with like legal dealings, don't allow it to set you back, and also don't allow the dealings between you and another to interfere with a child's life. Okay, because the Page of Cups could be a child. So if you're going through some sort of legal something, don't keep a child hostage, or don't let your baby's father or mother do that to you, because a child is not a pawn. I feel like that's the overall message for some of you guys. And let's see what crystals are for rocking and gelling with you guys' energies this month. Oh, these cards are sitting behind the freaking energy of the computer. I hate that. So hot. I don't like that. What is it called? Radiation. I hate that on the cards. I'm sorry. Okay. Spirit, give me a message. What? I mean, a message. Give me a crystal. Well, a message. For Sagittarius, June 19th to June 25th, 2017. The perfect crystal for Sagittarius. The Archers, June 19th to June 25th. Crystal Sagittarius, June 19th to June 25th. Halite, I believe Virgo got that. And then Charoite. No. What are you telling me? These hours. Wound healing. I love these crystals. Always come out like the perfect crystals for the people doing the week. Charoite provides deep physical and emotional healing, transmuting negative energy. It converts disease to wellness. With its assistance, you recognize that your greatest trauma is also your most profound gift. Accept it with grace. Charoite re-energizes, heals, and integrates dualities, healing past life disease carried into the present life. Deep fears and schisms pervade your being. You may not feel that you belong on earth. Of alienation and insecurity lie beneath a deceptively calm surface. You are subtly driven by other people's thoughts and programs rather than your own. Your autonomic nervous system may be malfunctioning. If so, it needs recalibrating. Time to take control. You are undergoing a vibrational change, creating links to higher realities. Visions of the past lives suggest ways to redress karma personally and collectively. Healing insight is accepting the present moment as perfect. You create the space to heal. Chakra. Oh, the frequency is high. High. Halite, the master cleanser. Halite draws out impurities from your physical, energetic soul body. It dissolves oil patterns, negative thoughts, and toxic emotions, promoting emotional well-being. Halite stimulates the meridians and grounds up the healing properties of other crystals. Self-understanding. Subtle ties and influences may be affecting you more than you realize. Unacknowledged feelings of abandonment or rejection or emotional needs may underlie disease. Detrimental energies picked up under the influence of drink or drugs could be affecting you, as could someone else's lustful or jealous feelings. But being spaced out and ungrounded also leaves you open to invasion by external forces. Ain't that the truth? Divination. It's time for a thorough clear out in your life. Declutter your space, including your car, detox your body and mind, and try a juice fast for vitality. Healing insight. Regular detoxifying and purification on all levels ensures well-being, as does being anchored on earth. The frequency is earthly, the chakra is space. Okay? Now these cards have no meaning, Sag. So whatever intuitively sparks your fire, that's the message, or that's the meaning for you. Spirit, give me an expression. Give me a feeling for Sagittarius this week. Give me a feeling for Sagittarius, June 19th to 25th, 2017. Spirit, what is the overall message in this reading for Sagittarius? Boy, you know when I come out, do ya? That's too much. There you go. Okay, it looks like someone is jumping off a ledge. If you can't really make it out, this is the person or the figure This is the ledge. This is the foot over. This is the ledge. This is the foot over the ledge. So yeah, Sag, let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.